Alright. What's up, guys? This is Alek the Lost Knight, and welcome back to some more Dark Souls. Sorry about that. I was, somewhat AFK. I was kind of watching some YouTube while I was fighting, because it took me several tries to even get to the boss. And I kept getting killed immediately when entering the boss fight, because he would, fly at me and jump at me and then murder me, so I just wasn't recording until I actually killed it. So, sorry I didn't have any commentary during the fight, but here we are. So anyway, so far we've killed... What, just the two bosses? Or did we kill... We've done Moonlight Butterfly and we've done Pinwheel, right? Surely we did. I have the soul, right? Yeah, okay. So we've already done those, bow only. We switched up for Taurus, and we did, I was trying something out. I did a super-powered build, where I had Power Within and Red Tier Stone Ring. But I didn't want to do that this run, because you can't summon... I was going to do it with the bow, and, like, you know, like, blast people with the bow. But you cannot actually, you can't summon if you're cursed. So... I was like, well, dang, I want to be able to summon, because that's kind of the whole point of the bow run, is I want to be able to summon NPCs to take the aggro off me, to where I can attack and not be murdered instantly. So yeah, so next up on the list would be no, we already killed Taurus. Capra Demon. However, Capra would be, I dare say, I'm not going to say impossible. Impossible is too strong a word. I don't think it's possible for me on New Game +6 with a bow. I don't see it happening. So that being said, let's think of what we want to do for Capra. So I do want to kind of do as much as I can bow only, because I think it would be a fun run to do. Because most bosses aren't necessarily ranged attacks. So as long as you can keep them away from you, you can do some damage with the bow, I think, pretty well. But anyway, let's think of what to do about Capra. Was it last time we cheesed Capra? We threw the fire... No, it was time before last. Last time we did Wog. And Wog's a great tactic. As far as running in, popping a Wog, killing the dogs with it, and then just doing the fight normally. I'm worried that I don't think I can kill Capra with the bow. Because there's too much... The arena's not big enough. I can't get any distance. Every time you set up to shoot, he's going to leap at you. And if it hits, it's a one-shot. If I run up the stairs and get on that little above the doorway spot, he can still leap and kill you. That's not a safe spot either. Let's just go do Quelaag. Screw it. I don't want to deal with... We're trying to get through this. I want to get... I'm kind of at the point where, as I mentioned before, I'm not burned out, but I'm getting fatigued from the effort of trying to get to New Game +7, just because it's 8 consecutive playthroughs. And as much as I love this game, as much as I love running through this game, it's getting difficult beyond what has been enjoyable in the past. Because I want to do more challenge runs, I want to do more fun things like that. And it's increasingly hard to do that because of just how difficult it's getting. Normally I run past most enemies because who cares, but now if I get swiped at all, it's an insta-kill. So it's been a genuine problem. I just don't want to deal with Capra. Screw it. We're just not going to. I had talked originally about doing this... Oh, hello! Don't do that. Do the kick. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Thank you. And goodbye. Nice. Get him out of our lives. Okay, so we're going to go down to Quelaag. We'll get Maneater Mildred just for doing it, more or less. Just to where the bow has good enough damage, I think, to take out any of the bosses. The problem is keeping distance from bosses that like to jump at you. So Quelaag, honestly, I don't think would be that terrible. You can kind of outpace her. I might just try it without Maneater Mildred, and if we fail, then we come back and get her. Problem is that I have to kill Maneater Mildred first, because she's going to pop up in my damn world because I'm human. So let's just go ahead and get that ready. I kind of want to do a run where I do 4 kings, like... You obviously can't do it first, but you could do... 4th? You could do Butterfly and Pinwheel first to get souls to open the door. Heck, you could even just do Pinwheel and then go to... Oh, Butterfly is just easy. I would do it while I was there. And then go straight to Sif from that. Maybe I'll do that, like, next playthrough. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Is to knock that out early. Because that's not an easy fight. And most of these fights are fairly easy if you know what you're doing. But that one is not one. Well, I'm finally fairly consistent at that fight. I just have to have enough damage output to knock them out before they gank me. Because they can gang up on me so easily. I almost died right there, in case you didn't notice. That's not ideal. Alright, let's get rolling. Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for the little flame symbol. I don't see it, so maybe she won't invade. Yeah, there she is. Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, I will quickly wipe the floor with her. Come here. Come here. Time to die, lady. That's what happens when you don't wear any armor. You have no poise. Wow, I don't know how in the world I hit a bonfire with a mosquito attacking me, but here we are. Okay, so let's go do Quelaag. I said I think we can do it without having Mildred there. Best as I remember, I'll actually put on the walk-through water ring. Oh, that's what I was trying to avoid. Oh my god, I'm alive. I expected that to be an insta-kill. Wow. What was I even saying? Does anyone know? Not me. Oh, so Dark Souls, the way it works is that the scaling changes depending on how many players you have in the fight. So if you summon in an NPC to help you fight, it scales the damage, or I think it either scales your damage or it scales the boss's health or something like that to where you, I think you do less damage. That, like, the boss takes, I don't know, something. It does it to balance the game against just ganking all the bosses with summons and wiping the floor with them. So that being said, if you summon in an NPC, your damage output is reduced to help balance it. And so if the NPC gets knocked out almost immediately, you're at reduced damage for the rest of the fight, regardless. So it's good to... If you think you want it, you can do it by yourself. It's better to do it by yourself, because then you have full damage output. So let's see if we can do this bow only. I think we can. I don't think it's that big a deal. Alright, she's going to jump at me first. If I can just lock on, that'd be great. Bow, please. Thank you. That's not the best damage, but, like, it's not the worst. Yeah, just keep spraying lava. That's fine. Good opportunity to shoot her in the face. problem with this is that she's going to fill the whole freaking room with lava. I thought I rolled way early there, but oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yep, that was it. I rolled late there. Alright, let's get Mildred in to take her aggro. Because the problem is that, and it's less about evading. The evading wasn't bad. The problem is that she's going to fill the whole room with lava by focusing on me, and then I won't have anywhere to run. So let's grab Mildred, just to help out. Take a little bit of aggro off of us, so that we can stand in the background and shoot her with... Oh, I didn't even change rings either. I still had the, yeah, I still had the rusted iron ring on. Oops. I should have had the Corinthy ring on. Oh well. Not like I run out of stamina or anything, so it's like it's a big deal. I also need to... Oh wow. I aggroed the ogres. So that's not great. I need to edit more of these episodes, but there is so much effort put into editing these episodes. Largely because I've started doing cold opens, essentially. And the problem with that is that instead of just slapping an intro and outro and trimming down a few pieces, I've been doing death compilations with for the cold open. And that means I have to sit there and go through the entirety of the video, watching it, and finding every death and pulling it to the front of the video. And then making sure that the video is somewhat cohesive, because obviously pulling all the deaths out, you kind of lose some of the story, because if I'm talking the whole time, like, you would have just lost my entire commentary for that last fight. So, I either have to not talk between deaths, which is impractical. Oh my god! I guess normally I roll under it and don't even realize that she just breathes fire on you if you try to roll to the sides. That's not cool. Let's try that again. Oy vey. So I try to get for going to a different opening. So see, like, that would be at the beginning of the episode. But then you watching it right now would have no idea about the entire conversation I was just having. I also didn't change rings again, so that's still my bad. So the question is, do I try to keep the sanctity of the conversation? Or am I just talking to fill dead air and it's not that interesting anyway, and who cares? Because my viewer retention is the worst, just terrible. No one makes it past the intro. And I'm sad to say that really my content, without putting money into it for essentially no return, but other than putting money into advertising for the channel and for videos, I basically don't get views at all. YouTube does not recommend the video anywhere. No one ever sees it. It just, they fall into a hole and never gets viewed. Like, for example, a video that went up yesterday, it's been 24 hours and it has 1 view. Because I could not run an ad for it because it was called shocking content, which means nothing other than it probably had some language in it. It's literally a video game, what do you expect? But it's shocking content, of course, because I'm sure someone said the F word or something. And so now I can't advertise the video, and so now it gets no views. Literally no views. And I posted on Twitter and Facebook and all those things, but no one cares. No one watches it. And here we are. And I feel like the channel is almost dead. Like, it's so unloved by YouTube that it's hard. Yeah, see, I am doing less damage. It's like she's focused on Mildred. Oh, I didn't do fucking power then. I didn't change the ring. I haven't done anything. Oh my god. Alright, Corinthy ring. Let's fucking do power then. You schmuck. Can you just please lock on to this lovely lady? There's some damage. Alright, that's better. What the hell is... Oh, it broke my lock on. I was like, what is happening? Where are my arrows going? It somehow unlocked the lock on. I guess distance? Ooh, I hit her with it. Nice. But you don't. Do what you're... Oh my god, I'm against the wall. I didn't even realize. Mildred! Mildred! Mildred, do your job! Thank you. And now she dies. Nice, Mildred got the final blow. Final finishing blow. Nice, combine both words. Anyway. So I find great fault with YouTube and its algorithm and all things because, again, I greatly feel like it doesn't care. And it does nothing to... And I mean, I don't know. I believe I put out fairly compelling videos that are pretty good. At least I'm pretty passionate about them and put a lot of time and effort into them. About editing and all those other things, but I remember I used to get comments and feedback and all kinds of things in videos, and I don't get anything anymore. And I feel like YouTube has almost buried the channel, and I don't know what to do about it. Like I said, I can advertise, and it forces people to see it, and they click on it, and they watch 10 seconds, and they click off of it. And the views go up, and the view time tanks like you wouldn't believe, and it's just a bad time all around. So, it's very disheartening, to be honest. I have gained some subscribers, but also, like, I don't know, 90% of my views come from non-subscribers. So I know for a fact, looking at that stat, that YouTube does not recommend my content to my subscribers. How can it? If none of them watch the content. Why subscribe if not to catch the content from the channel? And I've got over 5,000 subscribers, which, again, most of those were gained, 2+ years ago, so they may all be dead accounts. But still, I'm still gaining subscribers. I've got 22 in the last 28 days. It's almost one a day. But where are the views? Other than the advertising views. None of the new content without advertising gets views. So what's the deal, YouTube? It's enough to make me want and wish to almost start over with a fresh channel to see if it would be promoted differently. However, YouTube is so stacked against new YouTubers. The fact that my channel is even able to be monetized, which I'll rant about monetization later, because mine's been broken for over a year and I've sent countless emails and nothing has been done about it. So I know that they don't care. I'm not a moneymaker, so they don't care about me. And all the ad revenue, all, like, I don't know, $1 per month maybe, just goes into the void because I can't collect it. So that's cool. And nothing I do has changed their minds on this, I guess. So, not great. But here we are. So again, like I said, I almost want to try a new one just to see if it would get recommended better. But I also don't think... I wouldn't be... Like, you can't upload videos longer than, like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that YouTube now gatekeeps based on subscribers. Video length, the amount of videos. It's very bizarre. I understand it's a lot of anti-botting things that are trying to prevent spam and bots and things from just taking over the platform, but it's very hard to start a new channel. That's genuine. And I don't know what is to be you know, really done about that necessarily. Am I even hurting this man? I don't think I... Oh, look, I got damage. I'll shoot you right in the face. How about that, dude? Nice. Got him. Nice. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So anyway, it's also very difficult, I find, to walk away from something that's established. Because you say, hey, you know, 5,000 subscribers is not a level that many people reach, really. I know a lot of my friends and fellow YouTubers that are, you know, trying to get 1,000, if that. I mean, you know, Nick, who one of my best friends on YouTube, I think he just hit 300, and he's been trying that for years. So, and he's got videos that have lots of views that became somewhat viral. So it's hard to say. You know, what are the value of all these numbers if they don't mean anything? If they don't amount to views, if YouTube doesn't care and no one ever sees your content, then what's the point? And I always come back to, oh, I love making this, I would make blank even if no one watched it. Which is somewhat true, because half the fun of the content is making the content, especially the collab stuff, like the D&D series. That series is awesome. But we could just do it ourselves for the fun of it, without recording it, and I wouldn't have to take hours of my life in editing to upload and schedule it to get one view. The whole point is to try to provide entertainment for others. And it's disheartening whenever no one watches it, you know. Like, at no point did I ever want this to be my job, or, like, I know back in the day whenever this channel was very active and I had some videos that were very high in views, I actually somewhat made money off this channel. Never enough to live off of by any means. I mean, it was maybe... I'm trying to think. It was probably... I think it was close to $1,000 over like a 2-year period. So again, it could never have been a job, but it was still enough that I pointed at it and said, hey, look, I've actually made money doing this. And most of that was a viral video that I had that had like 2 million views and 10 seconds of retention, because everyone clicked on it thinking it was something else and then said, oh, it's not that, and they clicked off. And, you know, I guess the ad interaction, I got enough from that, because they'd wait through the ad, watch, you know, get 10 seconds in the video and then click away. Which is ridiculous, you know? It's like the stuff that I put all the effort into and all this never made the views. It was the one video that went viral. Everything else was just kind of like, well, it's there, and like 10 people watched it, maybe. It's just such a, like, I guess the good part about like Twitch, for example. So you're live streaming, and you may be streaming to, you know, 0 viewers, right? And that happens. I mean, you have to build a following. And a lot of times the following is your friends trying to support you. But that kind of drops off after you know, your first couple streams, I would say. I would, you know, expect. But, like, you at least have interaction, generally speaking. The whole point of Twitch is viewer interaction. That's the whole point of streaming in general, is live, real-time interaction with chat. I can't get anyone in the world to comment on a video on YouTube. It just doesn't happen. And I'm unclear on, you know, I know it's more difficult to comment on, you have to make an effort to comment on like mobile and stuff, right? And like what I do all the time is I cast videos to my either my Xbox or my PlayStation and watch it on the app built into the game console. I cast it from my phone and I sit there and watch it. And rarely would I comment on a video unless you know, unless there was something specific I wanted to say or like a joke I wanted to make or whatever. And so it's very interesting that, like, you know, at least if you were doing it live, right? Someone would like trying to talk to you in the chat. Usually comments only pop up if they're negative. Because it takes time and effort to leave a comment. And it's disheartening because as a very logical person, as an engineer, I'm very feedback driven. You know, I say, okay, what works, what doesn't, how can we do it better next time? I look at things almost like if you have a control loop, right? You have this thing, and you send the signal, right? It's like an error checker, right? So you send the signal and you say, okay, I send the number 4. And you get the error checker that comes back and says, hey, you know, you're 2 off, and so then the controller automatically adjusts and goes to 2 instead of 4. Like, that's a feedback loop, right? So, like, it doesn't just output the same thing constantly. It has feedback to fix itself. That's what you do for error checking and things. I'm like, way simplifying this and probably confusing it more than anything, but the point is that, you're trying to reach that perfect number. And so usually you'll be a little bit too high, a little bit too low, and it'll tell you, hey, you know, increase or decrease, whatever. If you don't have that feedback loop, you can go way out of bounds on high or low and just have no idea until, you know, something breaks more or less in real life. But the point is that how do you, first of all, improve? But how do you know if your content is any good without feedback? I can think it's very good. I can think, hey, I have a good voice. I do a lot of editing. I think I'm interesting to listen to at points. Maybe not right now because I'm not being funny, but I'm just being informative, if anything. But how do I know if that's what people want to watch without having some sort of feedback of saying, hey, nice video, man. And then even, say I do get a nice video, man, comment. Well, the question is, hey, thanks, what did you like about it? Was it this? Was it this? Was it this? What did you dislike about it? How can I make it better? And I feel so bad because everyone new that I come across, whether it be through, you know, life or the internet or dating or what have you, and they, if I can share my hobbies and passions and stuff with them, I immediately am like, hey, here's my YouTube channel. What do you think? And I will just pester them to death with questions about, what did you like about it? What did you think of this? What did you think? Because I'm so starved for that feedback loop to know where where on the scale am I landing? Is it good? Is it not good? What could I do better? What did you, who I'm sitting here, I'm editing the video, I've seen it, I know what the context is, I know what I'm trying to do. What do you as an outsider view this as? You know, at what point did you look away from the video and check your phone? That's what I want to know. That kind of stuff. And that's the sad part, is that the retention pretty clearly shows that they do that in like 10 seconds in. They're just like, no, I'm good, thanks. And that's the thing, is that trying to find that balance of a highlight reel clip compilation best of, which is designed to keep the viewer's attention and keep them entertained consistently. Versus, oh my god, I just died. There we go, I saved it. Nice. Versus an unedited clip or a uploaded stream VOD without editing that is just, dare I say, boring. I mean, really. So where is that balance? Because I know, like, even back in, so like I still have actually an Airsoft YouTube account. I haven't used it now in a couple years, but I made Airsoft videos from playing Airsoft with our team, and it was always the question of, oh my god, of, you know, do you post the gameplay? Some people want to see it unedited. They just want to put it on in the background and just kind of live the game or whatever, right? Some people want to see kind of like best of compilation of it. But if you just have parts where you're shooting or what have you, you lose the context, and it just turns into a blur of the same thing over and over again. And so, oh my god, why are you following me? You're get shot, dude. Oh my god, that actually worked. I've never done that before. Wow, I have literally never done that before. That was bizarre. I'm okay with it. And then, like, for example, I was like, hey, let me show you this YouTube video that I have. You know, that was Airsoft or whatever. And, you know, I didn't cut it as much to help kind of give context to the battle going on, because if you cut, then it's just a blur, and what's the point? Because not every, you know, whatever is entirely action. There's a lot of, like, hey, guard this, or do that, or whatever. And I was showing it to them, and they kind of, I could tell their interest kind of waned, and they looked at me and they said, how long is this video? And that's one of the worst feelings ever, is whenever you can tell that you're boring someone and they are done. They are ready to move on and do something else. That's terrible. Because then you say, oh, it's 40 minutes of gameplay, and they said, oh my god, 40 minutes? I would never have time to watch this. And so many people are so much more willing to watch, you know, just video after video of 10 minutes, of 12 minutes, of, you know, these short videos, and they'll watch like 5 of them. But, you know, just as a mental thing, you see a video that's, you know, an hour long, and you say, oh, I don't have time for an hour-long video. But then you have the other side of the spectrum. You've got people that, like myself a lot of times, yeah, 10-minute videos are great, but I want to put on a video while I eat dinner. I don't want this video ending while I'm in the middle of like, sitting down to eat. If I put it on whenever I start eating, and I take like 2 bites and it's over, what's the point? I want something I can put on and watch during dinner. Or I do a lot of AFK kind of stuff. I always say AFK, but I'm multitasking. I like to multitask a lot. I'm definitely a multitasker. And the big thing is that I like to watch YouTube while doing other things. So, like, even this series, for example. You literal asshole. A lot of times while I'm recording my headset on the mixer, I've actually got YouTube playing on a different TV next to me, and I'm kind of AFK watching, because it depends. Like right now I'm not, because I'm talking a lot. But I like to play games while watching YouTube. I like to grind out levels, or, like, you know, do Dark Souls runs or whatever, like, just while watching YouTube. Is kind of a chill thing. And for that, I like to have like a live stream or something like a, you know, Ray Narvaez Jr. or Lobos Jr. or somebody that I can just put on in the background and somewhat, you know, listen to more so than... It's more about the streamer and their comedy or what have you than actually the gameplay is, because I'm not actively watching, you know. I'm more so listening. Like a good podcast or something, you know. So there's different types of content that people consume, and you have to kind of gauge that to your audience. And currently, I've got 3 series running. I have Onward Into Darkness, which is they're all under 20 minutes. Probably more like 10 or under, but probably around 10 minutes apiece. And they're very narrative driven. And the point is to keep your interest from you clicking away with an interesting story. That's the whole point, you know? Are you kidding me with that? Okay, thanks. This series is probably more like an hour apiece just because it's 8 consecutive Dark Souls runs that all take at least, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours at the least, and more like 12 on that one run. I mean, I'm going to, you know, cut it down quite a bit, but still, like, it's a lot. So, in order to not just flood so for example, Game Grumps used to be really bad about that. Game Grumps would post 100 episodes to a series that were all 12 minutes long. And it almost felt like I actually had one of my friends comment to this before on a series that I did. It's like the episodes never got anywhere. They were watching the episodes, and they kept watching them, and it just, oh, hello, there you are. And it's just like nothing ever got done every episode. Like episode would finish, and you hadn't hardly progressed at all because it was so short. And so, that's something that I'm trying to definitely, like, make a change on, is I want something to get done in these episodes where you see actual progress made. You know, you don't see me fail at a boss twice and say, well, that's it for this episode. Like, no, there's actual... Like, I beat half the game in one of the episodes, and it's like an hour long. But a casual viewer isn't going to watch an hour-long video. It's going to take someone that's going to put it on in the background, like I do. Or they want to use it like a podcast and just listen to me talk while I play. So it's just very hard to gauge kind of what type of content to even put out. Can I shoot that man? I'm sure I can't hit him from here, right? Or even if I do, it won't do any damage. Okay, well. So we get this chunk, and then we're going to walk in the boss fight, and we'll let Tarkus take aggro while we hit him with arrows. For the chunk, my dude. Alright, Tarkus. Let's take down the Iron Golem. So, like, right now, we're at probably 40 minutes in this recording. And it'll get cut down to, you know, probably take 10 or 12 minutes off. Probably, you know, just in all the deaths and stuff. We'll see. But, at this point, who's actually still watching is the real question. Not a casual viewer by any... Not that. Let's do this. Can you do something, Iron Tarkus, please? Thank you. Yeah, I haven't hit him yet, so that's cool. Iron Tarkus, though, is doing tremendous damage. I'm doing barely any, so that's great. But hey, teamwork makes the dream work, am I right? Whew! It's close. Alright, I lost lock, so... Yeah, I have not done anything to this man. It's all been Iron Tarkus. At least the NPCs are decent even at higher levels, because I know some games, after you get above a certain difficulty, the NPCs are just garbage. Like, I think Dark Souls 2 falls victim to that a lot. Where as you get high enough difficulty, it the NPCs are no longer good. They're just trash. You summon them in and then they get like one shot by the boss because they're just not. I don't think they scale as well. I think the NPCs in Dark Souls 1 here, I think they scale a lot better with the new game increases. Sorry, my voice is. I actually spent a lot of today yelling. Not like yelling as in like, you know, angrily or anything, but I was outside working all day. And it was pretty loud most of the day, whether it was from wind or equipment or what have you. So I had to speak up quite a bit to overcome all of the background noise. And we'll go grab the Dark Moon Tomb bonfire, and then we'll. What I'll do is I'll pull up my parry equipment, and we'll go parry the Silver Knight on the ledge, the archer, because it's much easier that way, as we discovered last time. Whereas I've previously didn't have a really good consistent strategy for that. Last time we got it pretty much first try with the parry strat, so we're definitely going to do that again this time, and probably forever. So that's cool. That's what, at least, I like that doing these challenge runs, I've learned new skills. But I also appreciate the fact that no longer doing these challenge runs, I no longer have to do it any certain way, but I can use elements from all of the previous challenges in order to make the run easier. Alright, well. That was very impolite. Like, I'm not doing a pacifist run, but it's also way easier to sneak past most of the enemies. So I'm going to use that knowledge that I learned in order to make this run easier. It's not a parry-only run like we did before, but I will parry enemies whenever it makes it easier to deal with. The biggest thing with parrying is that parrying is very good in certain situations. It's not good against a ton of enemies because you have to, you know, split your attention essentially. What parrying is good for, though, is you pop a parry on somebody and then you spin around and you backstab them, or you backstab the next enemy near you, or whatever. You use a combination of criticals. You use both the backstab and the parry, instead of just doing one or the other. And it does make it a lot easier to progress through the game. But it also, you know, there are times whenever it's way easier to deal with certain enemies if you pull out a shield. You know, for a long time I was like, oh, I'm never going to use my shield, I'm just going to put it on my back and just not even touch it. Which is fine. You can definitely play that way, and I have in the past quite a bit, let's say. But, that being said, there's also times whenever using a shield is super beneficial. I got it. I got it off. Don't worry, guys. I got it. So the whole point of this series has been the betterment of me as a Dark Souls player. And as you can tell, as I fall for this rampart twice in a row, that's true in most cases, not on all cases, but the fact that I can save and quit out of the fall and not die there is, in fact, a testament to the amount that I've... Oh, you dumb fuck. The biggest thing about this whole series is something that I've always wanted, and the whole point of doing this is that I wanted to gain knowledge about this game. You watch streamers that have, you know, thousands of hours in this game, like Lobos Jr. and all those, and they have such a knowledge of the game mechanics, of the timing of every enemy attack, of how to manipulate the AI of enemies, how to make the bosses only do certain attacks that are more easy to dodge. How they can parry anything. And you always think, oh my god, how will I ever be anywhere near as good as those people are? And I'm not saying that I'm at that level by any means. I'm definitely not at the level of Lobos or any of those. However, I am now above the skill level of everyone that I know personally in this game. None of my friends, which I wouldn't say I was the Dark Souls guy because I was introduced to this game from a friend, and so I would call him the original Dark Souls guy, which he's now, he's super Bloodborne, man, and I still haven't gotten into Bloodborne. It's just not my, it's not my preferred game style, to be honest. But, we'll get there, Anyway, but I don't think he could pull off half the shit that I've done in these runs. I don't think he's ever made it to New Game Plus 7. And so I take great pride in that. And that even my friend who was, you know, to quote the late and great Darth Vader, you know, now I've become the master. You know, when we faced off before, I was but a young trainee. And now I am the master. So it feels good, man, to have improved my skills. And now whenever my friends who aren't Dark Souls players watch me play this game, they feel like I do whenever I watch Lobos play. In that, oh my god, how are you doing those things you're doing? Why are you so good at this game whenever it is the hardest thing ever and you should feel bad for yourself for being this good at it? And again, to all those that feel that way, and the same way that I felt, it just takes time and practice. And not everyone will ever be good at this game, by any means. This is not an easy game in any way, shape, or form. And not everyone has the coordination for it. I know a lot of friends that they don't have the timing or the patience, and this game requires both. I view it, so I'm not a puzzle person. I don't like puzzles. I don't like to deal with puzzles. I don't like brain teasers. That's just not the kind of person I am. That being said, I'm a problem solver. I like coming up against a problem and finding a way to overcome it. And you say, well, isn't that a puzzle? And yes and no. I find that, again, I don't like puzzles and things that don't seem to have any real reason, I guess, is the way I would say it. There's no reason to put together a puzzle. Nothing will be, like, nothing changes from putting together a puzzle, right? It's just like something fun to do, and people enjoy it, and yada, yada, yada. I don't have a reason to do so. But I like solving a problem because it changes something. There's a reason to do so, and it changes something for hopefully the better. It makes a difference, I guess is what I would say. I like making a difference. I like fixing things. I like making things better. That's what I would say. And so, with that said, I find this game not as a puzzle. And again, like, it's not like, okay, it's not like I'm making a difference by playing this game. However, okay, bad example, I guess. Because this game obviously is not making a difference by me playing it. Does it make a difference in the world if I beat a boss? Who cares? But it's an impossible task that you come up against and you say, how in the world can I do this? This is impossible, and I like to find the way to do it. if it takes me 100 tries in a row, throwing myself at a boss to learn its timing and beat it, that's super worth it to me. Whereas again, I don't want to play, you know, pull the lever in the right order. You know, I don't want to deal with the number is hidden on the walls in this room. That's not enjoyable to me. I'm not a detective. I'm an engineer problem solver is what I am. And I like to find... I like to face difficulty head on and find a solution. That's why I like boss fights. I don't like puzzle-type boss fights. I don't want any part of that. Beta Chaos is the worst boss ever. But I like bosses that require skill and timing. And... oh, you... help! Oh my god. Right in the fucking chest. It's weird because like 90% of the time it hits the side wall, but like there's a window somewhere in there that it just nails you directly in the chest. So that's cool. Go ahead and put that damn ring of fog back on, shall we? That's the thing now is that realistically you would probably want to clear things as you went to make it easier to where you don't have enemies stabbing you in the back and things. But at New Game Plus 6, every enemy can essentially one-shot me, because I, again, as a challenge to myself, I haven't leveled hit points. So they're at 10, which is pretty damn low, if I do say so myself. And so I die very easily. One hit, generally speaking. I get lucky if I get hit and don't die. But, alright, let's see if we can make it to this bonfire, then I'll swap episodes. Help! Help! Are you still following me? De-aggro, you whore. No spear. Ow. Hey, one of them fell off. That's cool. Why don't you not spear me? That'd be great. No spear in the back, please. Ugh. Okay. Now we go... Hornet's Ring. God, if I miss this fucking parry... Oh!